What if the very thing we fear most, admitting we aren't in control, could actually set us free? Step 1. At the start of every journey toward Christian growth, asks us for a radical kind of honesty. It calls us to finally let go of the illusion that we can manage it all. The substances, the people, the circumstances swirling around us, maybe even our own racing emotions. To admit, deeply and without pretense, that our lives have become unmanageable. There's a reason this first step is so challenging. Our egos are trained to resist surrender at all costs. We're taught to rely on our own strength, our own planning, and yet, over time, that self-reliance can morph into anxiety, perfectionism, and exhaustion. The book of James offers a gentle contradiction. God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. That's James, chapter 4, verse 6. Humility isn't about weakness or defeat. It's the invitation to pause, to breathe out, and open ourselves to grace. This reminds me of a particular New Year's morning, long before I ever spoke the language of the steps. Outwardly, my life looked polished. The steady job, the neat home, the dedicated presence at church. But inside, I felt frantic. Every day was an endless loop of managing people's feelings, smoothing over family arguments, and saying yes to every request at work. I convinced myself I was being responsible, but in truth, I was terrified of letting anything slip out of my control. It was a simple question, after a Sunday service, that began to change everything for me. Someone from our Bible study asked, just gently enough, "Are you okay?" And in that moment, my defenses dropped. Instead of the usual, "I'm fine," I heard myself say, "I'm exhausted." That small confession cracked open something I hadn't even realized was closed. Over the next several weeks, listening to stories from others, I saw I wasn't alone, and I wasn't in control. Trying harder hadn't brought peace, only deeper weariness. But admitting my powerlessness wasn't shameful. It felt like finally exhaling after holding my breath for years. That's where Christian growth began. Not fixing everything, but surrendering to the one who can bring serenity from chaos. If you're listening now, maybe you feel that same tug of war inside, the urge to manage, rescue, or hold it all together. Maybe step 1 sounds like defeat, but what if it's actually hope's beginning? Finding the courage to say, "I can't do this alone," opens the door for grace. Grace that isn't about judgment, but about being met exactly where you are. Let's close with a prayer. Lord, I admit I cannot manage life in my own strength. Help me release control, quiet my ego, and trust you with the parts of my life I cannot fix. Grant me humility, honesty, and the serenity that comes from surrender. Amen.